You're listening to an AINC original podcast. We believe you don't have to do life without a compass. Let us be your guide on this amazing journey. Welcome to Navigating Life with Vision Loss.
Hello, I'm Kim Wardlow. I'm your host for NLVL, where we're bringing you information and resources as you are living your life with vision loss. This month, we have been talking about different activities that you can do that are accessible, especially in the summer. We're all getting out there and doing extra activities, outdoor activities. Last week, we spoke with Sean Satterfield about the Shine Music Festival, which is the only fully accessible music festival that will be happening August 24th in Denver. So put that on your calendar. We're excited for that. We'll be doing a live Blind Chick episode from there. But today we have with us Ethan Johnston, which I'm super excited to have him on the show because he is our newest co-host of Game Changers. So Ethan, he's a skilled player in Beatball, the Blind Beatball Association, and specifically he plays with Mind's Eye, which is our counterpart in St. Louis, the Mind's Eye Beatball team. And as I said, he's co-hosting Game Changers, and he shares his inspiring stories and promotes inclusive sports. His journey with vision loss drives his commitment to fostering a supportive environment for individuals with vision loss, making him a respected and inspirational figure in accessible sports. So, Ethan, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's again, it's I'm happy to be here, and then as far as the Game Changers, so far so good, and I've been hearing great feedback. So, thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to talk to you. I know you're kind of between tournaments. You just got back from one earlier in the week, and you're about to head out to another tournament. So I appreciate you fitting us in between.
Oh no, for sure. No, it's it's a great opportunity to kind of just talk about what life is like with vision loss, and I'm sure somebody's losing vision, sometime today, tomorrow, whatever. Maybe just because I always say disability does not discriminate. So and a lot of times it's a vision loss. So if you can help somebody, let's talk about it.
And I know you shared your story of how you lost your vision and your personal story on Game Changers, but maybe you could give a summary of that just for folks that may not have heard that Game Changer episode.
Yeah, sure. Just short and to the point is I didn't eat my vegetables, and I watched too much TV. That's how I lost my vision. So any parent out there, tell your kids eat your vegetables and don't watch too much TV, and then send me the paycheck in the mail. We'll go from there. But no, seriously, it's I was stolen from my mom and my sister and my grandma, and intentionally blinded to be used as a better beggar in the streets. And after begging for about 2 years, I was fortunately rescued, and I was going to a blind school to learn Braille and be educated so I can somehow find employment. And then I had tuberculosis, and then I ended up in a hospital. From there, a lady from the U.S. was looking for kids that needed homes in America.
So you're in Ethiopia at this point?
Yeah, Ethiopia. Yeah. Exactly. Sorry. Yeah, in Ethiopia. Right. And basically, I thought, well, first, I never heard of America because before I was kidnapped, I was a shepherd boy. So watching cattle, and as a payment, I brought a huge jug of milk to my mom. And that's how I was able to contribute to my family. But anyway, so then, I ended up in the hospital, and then the lady from the U.S. looking for kids that needed a home in the U.S. And the doctors told her about me, and she said she found me a family in the U.S. And after getting out of the hospital, went to an orphanage, and then about a year later, she said she found me a family who already adopted 10 kids, and I'll be 11th pick selected by the Johnstons. And 27 years later, we're here talking on this podcast.
Wow. So instantly, lots of brothers and sisters.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then they adopted 9 more after me. So,
Oh, wow.
excuse
That's
me,
amazing.
10 more after me. Yeah. So it's a beautiful opportunity. And yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that for folks who might not have heard your story before. But I do want to dive into blind sports and just generally, what are blind sports?
Yeah, so I guess blind sports are, just adapted for blind people. So, for example, there's beat baseball, and that's blind baseball that blind athletes play, and that's been around, I want to say, since 1976. And those beatball whatever the word is, historics, whatever, historicals. There's the word. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 1976. But anyway, and so basically the ball is beeping. So the blind athletes are playing defense can hear when the ball is coming out. And the batter and the pitcher on the same team, that's just one. And then go ball for the blind. And that's played in a small gym that they roll back and forth trying to get it past each other. And then I think there is also archery. There's blind hockey, blind soccer. So there's a lot of sports. And as technology becomes greater, there's more opportunity. So those are some of those sports that I know that's for the blind.
Yeah, and sometimes the sports, when they're adapted for blind players, and they're slightly different than maybe what we're used to. I know, could you describe a little bit about beat baseball? It works a little bit differently than the standard baseball that people may be used to in terms of like batting and running bases and all of that.
Yeah, for sure. The bases are buzzing. There's only a first base and a third base. And like I said earlier, the pitcher and the batter are on the same team, and there's 4 strikes and 1 ball. And so, and then the way you hit the ball, let's say I'm the pitcher, you're the batter, I'll say set, ready, ball. When I say ball, the ball should be in your wheelhouse, and you better be swinging in that same spot. And then obviously there's a base operator. It's kind of like an umpire, and they turn on whatever base they want. And as a hitter, you hit the ball, and then you listen for what base that comes on. And then if you hit the base before they pick up the ball, you score. If they get it before you hit the base, you're out. And there's 3 outs and 6 innings.
Great. So Ethan, I know at Mind's Eye, it's their team, but what's the name of the team actually?
Yeah. Gateway Archers, and then Mind's Eye is one of our sponsors, along with St. Louis Lighthouse for the blind.
Okay, great.
But yeah, and they're sponsoring the World Series tournament for this year and next year. So,
oh wow,
this is going to be St. Charles, Missouri. It's going to be hopping. So they do a lot of great things for the blind community, like you guys do here, for around the state in Missouri, and also in Illinois, and then of course here in Colorado, what you guys do here. So.
Yeah, they do. So that's just, it kept coming in like a week or so, isn't it?
Yeah, the 21st of July until July 28th.
That'll be great. How's the team been doing this season?
We've been balling, honestly. We're 17-1, and even the one loss that we had, we just should have called a timeout when the other team was on a roll. We didn't, and we paid for it. But no, it's been a spectacular season so far. And obviously, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And so,
right.
Hopefully, at the after July 28th, I can tell you we are the champs, and we'll see what happens. But that's the main goal for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we wish you all the best in that.
We appreciate
obviously.
it. Yeah, thank you.
Can we talk a little bit about just the benefits for individuals participating in adaptive sports? There's physical, mental, social, all the different benefits. Like why would a person, especially if they haven't been playing a sport, or maybe they have and they just are really feeling like, maybe now that I've lost vision, I don't know if I can play that sport anymore, but why it's worth the effort to seek out adaptive, whether it's individual or team sports.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, I'll just tell my experience of, I always said sports and music have been my therapy, being adopted and trying to, find your identity and all that stuff. And so growing up, at least I was lucky enough where my PE coaches always had me participating in every activity. If it was dodgeball, they'll say, all right, Ethan, you stand at half court and you launch the ball to the other side of the court. And if you hit somebody, they're out, but they can't hit you. If they catch your ball, you're out, And so to make it even that adaptable, like, honestly, I had an amazing I'm always thankful for my coaches and for letting me participate. A lot of blind people don't have that opportunity like I did. And so usually what they're told is, hey, sit down on the sideline and, I don't know, write in your journal, whatever it may be, you'll just get the credit. And so for blind people to have this opportunity to play adaptive sports, it's amazing, because most society thinks you cannot even wipe your own behind after you take a personal business in the toilet. Okay. And so for people with blindness to have this opportunity to compete in blind baseball, goalball, even goalball is a Paralympic sport, and so to compete around the world against these other amazing athletes around the world is it's I don't know, there's not a word to describe it. It's just thrilling. It's just freedom, just the ability. It's kind of like what, the only analogy I can think of is if you have a Corvette and you let the windows down and the roof down, and then you just going 110 miles an hour and feeling that breeze. Yeah, exactly. That kind of freedom. So it gives them confidence, and it builds friendships that last for a long time. And somebody that, you have older friends that can show you the ropes, how to survive in this jungle, honestly. So it means a lot. It means the world to blind people to be able to have adaptive sports to compete in.
And what about trying to find adaptive sports or facilities that have adaptive equipment? And as you said, sometimes that doesn't exist, or people don't realize that's even a possibility. How do you advocate for those types of things and advocate for yourself?
Yeah, advocacy is definitely important. I definitely wasn't that person back in my day. Again, it's like confidence does a world. And so I was able to have a great supporting cast. Like, my parents always were, teaching me how to advocate. They never let me sit down and say, oh, Ethan, you're blind, you can't split wood with an axe. I was out there. I might have connected 50% of the time, but I knew how to do it. The problem was I couldn't see where the wood was, and so you have to have that good supporting cast. And if you don't have a supporting cast, that's going to be hard. So you have to have the one within yourself too, to want to better yourself or want to learn how to improve yourself, or you have to seek it, because sometimes it's not going to come to you. So for me, it was just kind of joining the National Federation of the Blind, or the ACB, or even Adaptive Adventures. They work with all kind of veterans with disabilities, and also, even blind people. I participated in it before. I think it's based out of Boulder. Chelsea, I forgot her last name. She runs it. So just asking and searching and Googling and asking your smart or dumb speakers. There's stuff out there. Oh yeah, and also the National Beat Baseball Association, USABA. I think it's United States Sports something Commission, whatever it is. That's part of the Paralympics group. Achilles, of course. I know they have a Boulder and a Denver Achilles group, I believe. So
running group.
Yeah. So
that's all I got. Is there a sport that you haven't tried yet, that you haven't played, that you'd like to?
That's a great question.
That's a goal. Like maybe right now with Beatball, you're too busy, but like someday you'd really like to try another sport.
Yeah, I would say blind hockey, but the problem is I can't even stand on an ice skate. So
well, there's that. I can't either.
yeah, so I mean, I think that's the beginning part of it. First of all, but then also I don't like cold. Being from Ethiopia, it's like the summers are similar to Colorado's, but we don't have winters. We just have rainy season. So also I hate being cold. So that's another aspect of it. But I would say, yeah, blind hockey or ice skating.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. They're both definitely cold weather sports, or even if you're inside, it's still cold in there.
Yeah, exactly. I know you got uniform helmets on, but I don't know. I would have to have like 5 layers on to survive out there.
I'm curious too. I mean, I'm sure it's not like all your friends have vision loss. So, I mean, obviously you're playing with the Beatball team, but what if you're trying to socialize with friends? Some may be sighted, maybe some aren't, have some level of vision loss. Like things you could do as mixed groups in terms of vision capability.
Mm-hmm. So like are you saying like what are the ways to like socialize? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like if you're in a social group and they're playing something, but it's not, an official adaptive sports environment or sports team, but maybe things that if you're at a picnic or some type of social gathering and people are wanting to do something, they want to be
like charades.
They want to include you, like that maybe something that doesn't involve descriptive audio described charades.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean they do it like, and that's one thing I'm like I am blessed as my friends try to make it adaptive. We always do that, like especially if they come over for my kids, birthday parties, whatever it may be, and then we're all like, I have like I call them the Boulder Ethiopian crew because we all went to school together. And so we all sit there and, we do charades and they'll try to describe it because they're looking it's like something on the phone. So they're like, something you use an oar for. And then like, you're not trying to say it's a canoe or a kayak, whatever. So they try to, they're pretty, well, I feel like most of the part, I think people are very understanding. They'll try to, they're pretty creative of trying to include me in it. Like I said, I had great opportunity just going through school and having my PE coaches making it adaptable. So if I don't say it, even my friends or the people I hang out with, they'll figure something out that's everybody's participating. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I know there's some things too, like cornhole where you can tap on the board to know directions and like different things like that kind of your typical lawn games can be.
Oh, exactly. I mean, even right now, like, when I play, we have a little hoop above my closet door and my son and I play. And if we're playing horse, he kind of taps on the door underneath the hoop. So I kind of know where it's at. That's his way of, he's 6 years old, but that's his way of letting me know where the hoop is at least if I can bank it in or whatever. So, it won't be bad. And that's the other thing too. Like at least from my point of view, I wouldn't want you to be like feeling awkward or feeling, oh shoot, I didn't include him, even though you can't see whatever. That like, don't feel like that either too. Or sometimes you can just, if it's not adaptable, it could be like, all right, me and you on the team, whatever it may be. Like, let's say like if we're playing Monopoly, whatever it may be, just grouping up and, making decisions together. And like I said earlier too, like don't feel like feeling the pressure. Oh shoot, you can't play. Or sometimes it's easier to listen or kind of figure out how the game works. So what I'm saying, so don't feel stressed out. Like if you're in that situation and like, oh my God, we didn't include you, my bad,
Yeah. Well, and that's always good. Sometimes I think it's just having that communication and not letting it be awkward. Just, oh, we're going to do this, but how can we make this accessible for you? Yeah,
just even asking the question. Exactly. Yeah. Don't, exactly. Just about the communication. That's the main thing. And And that's the whole thing, you know, if you ask anybody with disability, I'd rather you ask me than assume, you know, I can't cross the street or I can't go down the stairs. So communication is definitely key to everything.
Mm-hmm. And just trying to build that accessibility in for folks.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, if you ask and they tell you, well, this would make it more accessible if you could do this, trying to respond and bring that accessibility in. Just
for sure.
In the everyday life, because we don't, with sports, and there are things that just seem not very accessible frequently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, no, I mean, definitely it's, if it's thought about from the beginning, it's easier to continue to build off of it versus building something and then breaking it down, trying to go find the root where it begins and then trying to build it again. So you save time later in life.
Right. Well, any other thoughts for folks that are interested in adaptive sports or accessibility in sports? Maybe somebody who's trying to make their local neighborhood, community center, gym, sports facility accessible?
No, that's a really good question because, I think that's one thing we lack in today is, because it's hard, especially like I'd rather create my own gym in my basement versus going at 24-hour fitness. There's a bunch of noise, and then there's this macho dudes lifting 468 pounds, and here I am, this blind guy just tapping it in, because they're going to freak out when your cane's between their legs and they got that much weight. So I don't need to be responsible for.
You don't want them dropping that weight on you.
Exactly, or on themselves, So I think it's just to make the front desk people aware, whoever is responsible, aware, as soon as I walk in, like, hey, I'm just trying to, can I get a specific area where at least one treadmill or kind of get the layout of the gym. That way, I can go on the perimeter and have an idea, where's the chest press? Oh, where's the incline press? Whatever it may be. That way, it's just, again, we go back to the whole advocacy thing. So as soon as if you're going to sign up in the gym, let's just say we're using that as an example, talk to the front desk people. Hey, I'm going to be coming to this gym. A lot of people are like, can you see this? Can you see that? No, straight up. I cannot see.
I'm blind.
Yeah. I cannot see it. And I want to know your layout of the gym. Is there where somebody can kind of show me the perimeter and kind of approximate where the location of this is what I want to focus on, and then go from there. So that's go ahead.
Yeah, that can be important because, people move. And so you might be going to a new gym or even somebody going from high school to college and trying to figure out the gyms and all the sports facilities, at a university or college too. So
that reminds me when I first went to CU, because I came from a small town of 1,300 people to going to CU Boulder. And then one of my classes was 450 people. I was just like, am I in the right class? Like, yep. I'm like, holy crap.
It's like so half scary. My town.
Yeah, seriously. So, it's, change your location, change the scenery. Yeah, definitely going back to the whole, you got to advocate. I know it's hard sometimes, but, the more you try, the better you get at it. And also building that supporting cast, I would say.
Great. Well, thank you. I so appreciate all your insights, and I think people will be encouraged to get out there and try some sports. Any final thoughts you have for folks?
Life is tough. Just keep your head up, and I know it knocks you down, but you got to keep back up, dust yourself up, and keep going, honestly. And if you have any negative supporting cast, get rid of them because they want you to be on their level. They don't want you to go forward. So that's all I got.
That's great. And just if you're not active in playing sports, or it doesn't have to be a formal team sport, just to get out and
walk
and
around
move and get some
active.
Exercise.
Yeah, because life's too short.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate you being here. And I wish you the best in the Beatball World Series, but I'm sad that you won't be able to join us for our
on the hike,
audio tracker hike.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's 2 years in a row I missed it. Gosh.
And it both because of tournaments. So
yeah, exactly.
But it is the World Series, so I can't be too upset about you missing for that. But our hike, for those who might want to participate, it's a great event. If you haven't maybe been that active or want to get out, want to try something where you will have people to encourage you and help support you. AfterSight provides sighted guides as well. It is a fundraising hike, but scholarships are available as well. And we can provide, we carpool and can provide transportation from our offices to the trailhead. And there's lunch, breakfast and lunch. And this year we actually have for folks who either maybe don't think they want to hike the entire trail or maybe not able to hike, or maybe they're a really fast hiker and they get back really early. We're going to have a nature bathing activity as well. That'll be for all senses. So obviously we'll be out in this beautiful outdoors, but also things involving hearing and smell and taste and touch. So we have a person who's leading 2 sessions of that too. So even if you're not sure you want to hike, we'd love to have you join us for that activity as well. And you'd still have lunch and everything else that's included in that. And just to be able to get out in our beautiful Colorado outdoors and up in the hills a little bit. So it might be a little bit cooler than clear down in the valley. We'd love to have you. You can get information on that and register on our website, which is www.aftersight.org. We'd love to have you join us. It is July 27th. Which is a Saturday. So we hope you can join us for that. Definitely catch Ethan on the podcast that he hosts, which is Game Changers. You can learn lots more about adaptive sports through that podcast as well. And we have our other podcast, Blind Sight, Blind Level Tech, and The Blind Chick. So definitely tune into those. And if you're enjoying this podcast or any of our others and are in a position to be able to help support that through a donation, that would be most appreciated. And you can also donate on our website as well. So this has been great. I think we have one more week of July to be able to talk about activities, not all outdoor, but so far, they've been mostly outdoor activities, but activities that you might be able to do during the summer and that are adaptive or that are accessible. So we hope that this has been information that helps you live your life with vision loss.